Hey guys, hope you guys are all doing really well. Um, I know I am. Today I'm going to be reading Second Corinthians 12, verse 9. Um, Today I'm going to be talking about basically how God can be sufficient in these times and really He can already fight these battles that we're going through. For example, coronavirus. Uh, so yeah, I'm going to be talking about how he can be sufficient, kind of our rock and something we can lean on. So right now I'm going to be reading 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9, and it says this. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." The interesting thing we can take away from this verse is that Christ is sufficient. His grace is sufficient. But I don't just want that to be the verse we reflect on. So I'm also going to be reading Exodus 14, verse 13. I always mix that up. And a little bit of context in this story. This is a story of basically when Moses was leading the Israelites out of Egypt after the Pharaoh changed his mind after saying that they could leave, and then basically going, "Nope, psych, pranked ya, weirdo." So this is when basically they were in the desert. A lot of the Israelites were really doubting Moses. They were like, "Dude, come on, you literally took us out of Egypt. We were doing okay, I guess," but they thought that Moses had just basically taken them out there to die because the Egyptians were right on their tails. So verse 13 says, "Moses answered to the people, 'Do not be afraid, stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still.'" So basically what this is saying is, like, it literally says what I've been saying this whole time is Jesus will fight for you. And it goes on, because these guys were like, "Okay, yeah, stand still, whatever." But he's like, "Watch this." Moses pulls out his staff. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground, with a wall of water on their right side and on their left. The Egyptians pursued them, and all the Pharaoh's horses and chariots and horsemen followed them into the sea. During the last watch of the night, the Lord looked down from the pillar of fire and a cloud at the Egyptian army and threw it into confusion. He jammed the wheels of their chariots, so they had difficulty driving. And the Egyptians said, "Let's get away from these Israelites. The Lord is fighting for them against Egypt." So basically, right now in this story, the Egyptians are like, "Flip, we're screwed," because you know what? What do we have? We have a cat that we're worshiping, and they have an actual God that's like fighting for them. So what I really took away from this verse was that like when Jesus fights for you, he means it. He sticks through in his promises. He literally can do anything, which is like the whole point of Christianity, is that, like, you know that Jesus can do anything and that God can do anything. And so that's what I really want you guys to take away from this today. That when God fights for you, he means it, and he'll pull through in his promises. So like right now, as an example, we're all quarantined in our houses, right? God is literally fighting this battle for us. He knew this isn't a surprise to him. Like, coronavirus was just another thing in his our whole story. And there's been much worse that the world has come back from. And so I think right now we can really find peace in that God will fight this battle for us, and he's definitely got our backs all the way through. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you next time.